Hello, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is the 7th of January 2019. Happy New Year, everyone. Alhamdulillah, hamdan kathiran, tayyiban, tahiran, da'iman, mubarakan fi min as-samawati wa min al-ardi wa min ma shi'ta min shay'in ba'din wa fi kulli khayr. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير وأشهد أن سيدنا محمد عبده ورسوله وصفيه وخليله عليه أفضل الصلاة والسلام أما بعد. uh, I am just trying to narrate and document some events that took place. And what I wanted to do today and from now on, not to focus on little issues or personal issues otherwise, and talk about national and international issues that the governments in denial. They are not in denial. They know what they're doing, but they just uh, brainwash and through the media and social media mostly, and just smearing the real issue and push it under the curb to keep the status quo. I was looking at some national statistics, and abortion, and that's a big issue. Okay, and from 1973, which is that Wade, Roe versus Wade, amendment to the Constitution of the United States of America, to 2000, end of 2017. 60 million, 60 million babies or infants were aborted, killed. And I don't want to go through the process how they do it. 60 million, no, over 60 million, 60,375,000. So almost 60 million and a half a million. I did the math and it equals to 1.365226 or 227 million. 1.365227 million. Almost one and a half, almost annually. And the big number was 60 million and 971. So a little bit over 60,000. And that's from 1973 until 2017. 44 years. Okay. The other one is the drug overdose, whether street drugs or pharmaceutical. Last year was 72,000. 72,000, 2018. I think, no, it was 2000, I think, and 17. I run that also on a document somewhere. Okay. And it's not that the government doesn't know and they really wanted to solve that problem or take care of it? It is not. The governments are not interested on taking care of any of these problems because this is how they are indoctrinating and enslaving the masses to keep them in the status quo, and everyone will be an account. There is no doubt about it. Now, Mr. Trump and the Democrats, they wanted $5 billion. Mr. Trump wants $5 billion to erect the wall, and he said steel wall and not concrete, and it's gonna be pretty and so on and so forth. What we have to look at the cost, okay, the cost, and then weigh it against how much are we really protecting or preventing crimes to happen when the crimes are happening within the governments, the state governments, and the federal government committing crimes within. And the money is going to those 0.5% that whether politicians or corporate America, banks, or international mafia, like, the Russians and the Chinese and everywhere else. So, conclusion, and I'm not going to go on details on that. That's why they are fighting Islam. You see, all of these systems and governments, they flourish after the destruction of Dawlat al-Khilafah. Why? Because it's not a system or a governing system versus the other one. It is whether you are muwahid and worshipping Allah. This is a system. This is Islam. Rafi' rayat la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, taking the people from worshipping each others and asnam and deities to worship Allah al-Wahid al-Qahar. There is no qawmiyya, there is no ethnicity, there is no religion, none of the above. It is whether this governing system is hukmullah, okay? The worshipping is some different. The system that it has to govern is hukmullah. You got to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, al-hukm lillah, not to the king or the church or the synagogue or the temple or the Democratic Party or the communism or socialism. All of this is not gonna prevail and is not gonna be victorious. It's not gonna be victorious. And the governments, they know that very well, and that's why they fight in it and continue to indoctrinate people and enslave them and telling them there is no other option. Bottom line. And they act like we're sitting there and talking, like you listen to Mr. Trump or the Congress or the majority or, the House Speaker and all that, or Putin, anywhere. They talking like we are really, sitting there in a coffee shop or some playing chess, and then we talk, I talked to the Chinese prime minister, and it is not that simple. It is not that naive. It is not that. This is all a way to continue to enslave the masses and fight Kalimat al-Tawheed. In a personal matters, I am not trying to prove anything, and I'm not trying to gain anything. And I'm not trying to get restitution, and I'm not trying to get any of this. I am simply fulfilling my obligation to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because I am, as well as everyone, is going to be asked about their own deeds. Their own deeds. They have to answer for themselves. And if I am complacent or silent, then I'm a betrayer of my own creed, Aqidat al-Tawheed. I have to be saying, when I see that this is crimes, there is no doubt about it. To see this is happening and taking a number or participating at least, and saying yes, بالروح بالدم, then you are selling your akhirah. I am selling my akhirah for those deities, dunya, arbab min dunillah wal iyadhu billah. Bottom line, nothing personal. I am not trying to be rude to anyone. I'm not trying to incite anything. I am not trying to get any restitution or justice from this government, because I already know that there is no justice. Not from Mohammed Shaban or millions or billions of people all over the globe. It is flat out crimes. It's Hizb al-Shaitan, and is fighting Deenullah. Bottom line, there is no ethnicity to it. There is none. It is whether you are a muwahhid trying to raise la ilaha illallah, rayat al-Islam, rayat al-Haq, okay, Deenullah, or you are living, you are supporter of jahiliyyah, ignorance and uncivilized folk or party or way of governing. There is Islam and there is ignorance. There is a raqiyya wal hadara, Deenullah, or you are worshipping the shaitan, wal iyadhu billah, or each other. And this is the two systems. There is no in between. There is no in between. And if I am gonna be, I get to earn my Jannah. I got to do my jihad. I got to be honest. I got to be muwahhid, and I got to be sincere. I can't be anything else. I can't be anything else. I'm not asking anyone. I don't belong to any organization or group or affiliated with any of terrorists or not terrorists or Democratic or Republicans or Communist Party. None of the above. I have been living this way since I was a young man. Everywhere I went, that's who I am, and this is how I conduct myself, and I don't change anyone in my vicinity or in my, whether family members or neighbors, or I don't force no one to do anything. I am the only one that I can control, and I can govern my behavior and how I live. And the driving force again in my life is Aqidat al-Tawheed. There is no, I'm not hiding anything. I am not hiding anything. And if I bring it to the attention of the government, I am just fulfilling my obligation and my deen and my religion as a Muslim man. That's it. Muwahhid. Okay? That's who I am. And if that doesn't go well by governments and they continue to intimidate and spy and deploy every effort to try to, then let it be it. Because I'm telling you, you got no power. You got no power. It is La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, and this is our sabil. Jihadun nafs, jihad fi sabilillah, to better ourselves and then stand for what is right. I spend them, I don't even say I spend or I don't I don't lose anything. I never lost anything because it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that decrees. So for all of this that you think, oh, we're very sorry for your losses. I have not lost anything. Nothing. Everything, alhamdulillah, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's bala, and I am very pleased. I am very pleased. I am very content. I am not bent out of shape. I'm not angry at anyone. That matters. I am a little disappointed in the government, but I am living, alhamdulillah, and I'm just being a Muslim, a muwahid, fulfilling my obligation to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because that's who I have to answer to in my day of judgment. That's it. Bottom line. And I keep repeating myself, but I just wanted everyone, including the government, to know who I am and what I'm all about. I am not seriously everywhere, and every department and every state or every city or every county, they have the right to conduct their business whatever they want. But we don't have, I don't have no choice, but I will be always saying the word of truth from the way I see it, from how I understood our deen, Islam. That's it. I'm Allahu A'lam. I don't know anything, everything. And I'm not saying that I'm an imam or an expert or alim. However, this is how I'm going to live my life. And if the government, again, if the government have any proof that I am making false accusation and I'm being, loud and obnoxious and I cuss and do this and that, and I don't have no right to do that, would you please prosecute me? Bring your proof, bring your exhibits, bring your data, bring your email, bring everything, court documents, everything, and say, hey, yeah, Mr. Shaban here. That's, and I'm wanting to go for it because, again, no one has a power. Alhamdulillah, whatever. لَنْ يُصِيبَنَا إِلَّا مَا كَتَبَ اللَّهُ لَنَا. Bottom line, because I get insulted every time I do call or I get encountered or I get, I get insulted in my intelligence, and I resent the fact that this is how the government, operate. It's unbelievable, but that's okay. Again, I'm a citizen or a person. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna live my life according to Dinullah. I try, and that's the right that everyone has. Now, when I bring it to their attention what I experience and I seen, this is to clear my conscience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to do my jihad fi sabilillah, so I won't be complacent when I see that this is wrong and crimes are committed, right? And it's from A to Z again. And if the government doesn't like the terms of crimes, would you please just bring it to our attention and let us know that this is not crimes, and according to the Constitution of the United States of America, or even the state constitution or any laws, it's obvious, right? We're drugging people, we're killing people, we're raping people, we're human trafficking, we're embezzling the social services and the social security, the veteran administration. We're killing elderly people in the hospice. We're killing them and drugging them in nursing homes. Everything is a crime. There is nothing there for working for really to productively rehabilitate all of these recipients and get them back to be, a responsible citizen in the society after rehabilitation. And the correctional facility, it doesn't matter what it is. We getting there and creating accounts and keeping the status quo. We drugging them and then we rehabilitate them. We giving them alcohol and then we rehabilitate them. It's everything, and in the process we infecting them and keeping them there. There is nothing there. Insurance and everything else, banks, mortgages, cars, businesses, everything it is to keep the status quo and keep generating funds for Hizb al-Shaitan, for the party of Satan. Bottom line, if there is anyone that doesn't see it that way, and I'm not saying again I know everything, but if anyone see it different, would you please just televise it or put it in social media and explain it to us? You don't have to explain nothing to me. I'm just, right? Because every time I talk to anyone or any department, and I'm not talking about the agents again, they're all very nice and professional and kind, and I really don't have no problem with any of these fine people. However, the government or the system itself is just so. Anyway, that's it. So I am not. That's it. And I know that Facebook and YouTube and Google and Apple and iCloud and Windows and all of this and the FBI and all this sabotaging this my website since. All right. And I am not seeking views. I am not seeking copyright. I'm not seeking loyalty. I'm not none of the above. None of the above. You can all take it and fight over it and hack and do all of this. Arizona, California, Texas, Florida, South Carolina, everywhere I went, everywhere, they're all fighting among each other. Counties, they wanted to keep the status quo. They wanted to keep the accounts within their county. Cities, they want to keep the accounts within the city codes, taxes. It's unbelievable. Everyone pushing everyone, and American refugees are the one they taking it in the pants, and that's real life. And if any department have any dispute, will you please bring it to our attention? So I am not gonna do. I don't wanna. It's okay to ask and to intimidate and to harass and to spy and to turn kids and try to set me up and all of this. But that's not gonna stop me. That is not gonna stop me because again, وموحدين وأمة الجهاد وأمة Muhammad, and this is our obligation to bring it to the attention. يأمرون بالمعروف وينهون عن المنكر ويؤمنون بالله. That's bottom line. Alright? And we are not gonna lose our akhirah for your dunya. And we're not gonna, والعياذ بالله, disobey our Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and not follow the sunnah of خير خلق الله عليه أفضل الصلاة والسلام to please you or to be moderate or to be friendly or to be interface or whatever. Alright? I am very, I just don't, you are very obvious. America, the government is very obvious. The pattern that they do things, it's very predictable. I anticipated to go through that, and every time some happen, I knew that I already predicted and knew how they're gonna, because I'm very familiar with it because I have been doing this for so long. Again, I am not tired. I am not disappointed. I am disappointed, greatly disappointed, but I'm not angry or bent out of shape or that's going to deter me from continuing to do my jihad fi sabilillah. That's it. Love to everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.